Dear special person, welcome in this webinar, what will be a very special webinar. And when I was preparing this afternoon, this webinar, I was thinking, what will I share? We will make connection with omnipotent love. And what can I say about it? Every word I will share is one word too much. So, of course I will share a little bit about it, but this for me is a very special frequency and gave me a lot of answers. And I feel very humbled and very quiet. I feel the desire to be quiet when I'm connected with this frequency. And this frequency came to me exactly where I was in the process of the ending of my new book, The Shamanic Nature of God. And I will explain a little bit about it. In 2010, I was in Siberia, in Altai, and had a Russian group. And my host, who organized everything, invited me to meet the keeper of Altai, the shaman, the head of the shamans in Altai mountain. And when I met this shaman, he said, I need to ask the earth, the nature, for permission to create a ceremony that you become the galactic shaman. And he invited the message if I was ready for this ceremony. And at that moment, there were three big birds, eagles, flying above us. And he said, this is a sign that that you are invited. And at that moment, a lot of things happened. He sent me into the nature. You can read it all in my new book. So I will not explain it now, but a lot of things happened. But there was one thing what he said at the end when we said goodbye to each other. He said, remember the 13. And I will show you the 13. And I didn't know where he was talking about. And then I think it was 1 year later, I had a very clear dream. Sometimes I have very clear dreams. Then when I wake up, I'm a little bit confused. Was it was it reality, or was it a dream? It's so real. So it was 1 year ago in 2011 that I woke up with a very clear dream where the keeper of Altai visited me in that dream and introduced me to the shaman in the middle of America, of the Indians, and talked about the ancestors, about my karma, and was very personal, was very touching, mind-blowing. It gave me so much answers about where I'm coming from. So next to my bed I have always a notebook, because many times when I dream I write down if there's a message or information or an insight. So I wrote the story down. And then 1 year later, in 2012, again, he visited me in a very clear dream and introduced me to another shaman in another part of the world. And that has to do with the reason why I'm here. And was also, again, very touching, very confronting, and but gave a lot of information. And at that moment I thought, this is information I need to share with the world. It's incredible. It's a total different view about things. But I made a decision not to share it because it was very personal. And then a year later, in 2013, again I had a very clear dream that the keeper of Altai visited me and introduced me to another shaman in another part of the world. What had to do with my sexuality, with my self-love, and was very confronting. And was a very tough dream. And but I wrote it down, and it was connected to a stone, to a healing part in me, and it was connected with certain themes in my life. And 1 year later, in 2014, again, I got a clear dream, and this went on and on. And last year, he came again, and in that dream, he said to me, let's close the ceremony. I visit you now 13 times. I introduced you to 13 shamans in the world. I introduced you to the 13 chakras healing system, to the 13 stones, the 13 themes. We are now finished, and let's close the ceremony to ask the cosmos to end this ceremony. And at that moment, there was a northern light. I was in that dream connected with the Sami shamans in the north of Norway, and there was the northern light. And he said, with the northern light, the ending and the beginning with the eagles, the earth and the cosmos came together. And so the 13 dreams, the 13 shamans, the 13 themes, I thought, okay, let's get over it. It's very vulnerable, it's very personal, but I need to share it. And so I wrote everything down, and I sent it to a few people. I sent it to people in Holland, to some friends in America, to some Spanish friends. Read it, what do you feel? And they came back to me and they said, every story we read, we feel we are part of that story. It's our story. It's our personal healing. So then I made a decision. I share it in a book. So the last year I was working on this book with 13 activation codes, with 13 sound codes, sound healing codes, frequencies, with the 13 chakra frequencies to make it complete. And in that process, the Arcturians came to me, my guides, with this frequency, the omnipotent love. And that brought everything together, because that's what we are, omnipotent love. And sometimes I explain, I do what I love. And I feel a very lucky person, a very happy person. I have a wife who loves me, I love her. It's amazing relationship. I have beautiful children. I have amazing friends. So love is a part of my life, and I do what I love. I love to give workshops, to do retreats. I love people. I love human beings. So every morning when I wake up, I feel lucky and happy, and I feel abundance of love. And still sometimes there is a feeling I miss something. And then I judge myself. I judge myself, Janos, why you're feeling this? Because everything is in the right place. You are happy, you're doing what you love. And then Arcturians explained me when they gave me this frequency, the omnipotent love, that we all have as a soul, we have a remembrance about a love what doesn't exist on this planet. So that gives us sometimes the feeling we are missing something in our life, even when we do what we love and we are with the people we love. Still, there is a deeper feeling we're missing something. And that's the love we remember from home, the love, what we truly are, omnipotent love. And with this love, if we start to experience this love again, we can create miracles. And that remembers me of a text I use in the book, and it's from the Bible, what Jesus said. When the two become one, the kingdom opens. And in that kingdom there is no duality, and there is no competition. There's only love, and with this frequency of that love, we can heal everything. We can move everything. That's omnipotent love. And I love this part of the Bible, of this text, and now I understand it. It's not outside us. I thought always that the two who become one are two persons, and that's not true. In this shamanic nature, I found an answer, that if you're a human being, you as a human being, connect again with your collective being, what you are. You are a collective being. Then the two become one, and your kingdom will open, where there's no duality and competition. And when there's no duality and competition, there is no pain, there is no suffering, there is no struggle. So I feel we need to reconnect with omnipotent love. And today, in this webinar, I want to make a small start to connect your soul with this frequency of omnipotent love. After this activation, I will share a little bit more about the new book, Shamanic Nature of God, because that has everything to do with this frequency. As I said, I feel humbled, so full of love, making this book, this frequency. And for the ones who are new, I will explain shortly what is an activation, and then we go into silence. As I said, for omnipotent love, every word I would share is one word too much, because it's a frequency, it's an energy. It's not something you can describe. And in this silence we start. I will invite Arcturians, my friends. I will invite them to connect with you and to heal what needs to get healed, to move energy where energy needs to move. So let's prepare ourselves. But before that, I want to explain for the ones who never did an activation, what is an activation? An activation is based on the language of our soul. It's the language of sacred geometry. Sacred geometry is a language who has no references. So it talks, it communicates right away with your subconscious. The subconscious, where also the programming is settled. The programming, what we learn in our life, what is not the truth, and what is not a reality, but what we think, what we learned, what is the truth about ourselves. And sacred geometry is the language what connects right away with your truth, with who you truly are. Because you and I are sacred geometry. From every cell to every atom, to every organ, to the whole body, but also in every animal, every insect, every flower, every tree, into the whole universe is based on sacred geometry pattern. And it's not a coincidence, because that's what we are. And it's the connection, it's the bridge we can connect again with home, with where we are coming from. If we start to understand this language, and that's the reason I always say repeat the activation to open the path to home. Let's walk each other home. So when we start an activation, you focus on the center of your screen and you allow everything what needs to happen. After a few minutes, the screen gets totally black, and at that moment you close your eyes and you stay connected with the music you hear, because every activation has their own music. And in this music we put frequencies. Maybe you heard of bioresonance. We put frequencies, and in this activation we put the frequencies to open the higher heart chakra. And that's the theme, is it's here above your heart. It's the higher heart, and we connect with the pineal gland in this activation. So enjoy this activation. I'm very proud of Sonic, my best friend, who made this activation, who really understands this frequency, because he's really a person only of love and created it and love for us. So let's prepare ourselves for this special activation. As I said before, I feel very vulnerable, very humbled about this frequency, omnipotent love, because it's above everything we understand. It's a kind of love we cannot yet experience on this planet, because the thoughts, our mind is between it. So try not to think, try not to understand, but just to allow everything what needs to happen. So let's go in silence for a short while, and I will invite the Arcturians to be with us. And if there needs to be a healing, or you want to move energy in a certain direction, or you need courage for something, or you need to make choices, or you want to change something and you feel a blockage, just put your attention to that part in your body where the blockage or the pain or where it is settled, what needs to get healed. But do it with love, because love is the key. If we fight against our fears, our doubts, or our pain, or our illness, or our judgment, then we cannot heal it. If we bring omnipotent love to that place where the healing needs to happen, it will happen instantly. Love, omnipotent love, is the key of the deeper healing. To go back to the essence who we truly are, and that's omnipotent love. So let's connect with it. Let's go in silence. I invite Arcturians. You can invite your guides to help you on this journey. And let's connect with a higher heart. Just in silence, and let us prepare for this very special frequency, omnipotent love. The love that we are. And take a deep breath in. Just breathe in the love, what is created on the field where we are all connected with. And breathe out what is between it, between you and that love. And allow everything what needs to happen. And close your eyes, just close your eyes. And put intention that there are little golden lines coming from your heart to everyone who is doing this activation with us. Connect the little golden lines with everyone in your surrounding you love, who needs this love for healing. You can even connect the little golden lines with parts of the world where this love is needed for healing. And also you open your heart to receive the love what we put together in this powerful field of omnipotent love. And we leave the chat and let's start the activation, omnipotent love. After this activation, we go in silence for a while, just to take the energy in and to digest, to process this frequency, and focus on that part inside of you what needs healing. But without judgment, but with love. Only with love, because love is the key. So when I start activation, you focus on the center and you connect with the music and the tones and the frequencies. After a few minutes, when the screen gets totally black, you close your eyes and you stay with your eyes closed until I talk to you again, because after the activation, when it's finished, we go in silence for a while, just to process the frequency. Let's make the journey. Let's walk each other home. Enjoy. I will close my camera so I can start the activation. We take again slowly 3 times a deep breath into your nose, out to your mouth, as deep as possible. Omnipotent love. It's what you are. And when you've finished, just share with me in the chat one word. What do you feel right now at this moment? What is going on? Try to catch it in one word and share it with me in the chat with each other. And after this webinar, I advise you to write it down on a small note and to stay connected with this word for the coming days. And I advise you the coming days, starting today, drink a lot of water to process this frequency, to clear what needs to get cleared. And it's possible you get more dreams the coming nights. And put a notebook next to your bed. I have a notebook next to my bed to write dreams down. And so I created the book of the 13 shamans. I will share a little bit about it, the shamanic nature of God. I worked more than 13 years about this project to connect with the 13 shamans, the 13 healing themes, the 13 chakras. And this book is connected with 13 activations to connect with the field of this shaman, this knowledge, and to connect with the knowledge. And also the book connects with 13 chakras, what have their own frequencies. So you can also open and heal the 13 chakras. I think this is for me, I'm very humbled, the most amazing project I ever created. And I'm so excited, so I thought Omnipotent Love, this webinar, has everything to do with what I feel with this book. And so you can pre-order it if you want to be the first one who have it. And when you pre-order it, I will sign the book for you. It will be released the 14th of September. And I want to share it with the world. And for a long time I had doubts because it's very vulnerable, it's very personal what I experienced during these 13 dreams. And but I have no choice because I need to share it. Because also I want to bring you in connection with these 13 shamans, to heal the 13 chakras, to connect again with the essence who you are, to connect with the omnipotent love who you are. And with this omnipotent love, we can create miracles. We can heal instant everything what needs to get healed. As I said before, it was even written in the Bible, where Jesus said, when the two become one, the kingdom opens. The kingdom where is no duality, no competition, no fears, no doubts, but only love. And the two who become one is inside of us, to become one with our collective being who we are, our soul, to be one again with the human part of us. A human part what has self-remembrance, what have traumas, what have remembrances of past lives, what influences, what creates the struggle of life, what creates fear for rejections, fear to fail, fear for critics, that brings us away from the essence who we truly are. And with the shamanic nature of God, I want to bring you back to show you the road, to connect again, to walk each other home to your kingdom where the two become one and where is no duality and no competition. And when we leave duality and competition behind us, then there is no struggle, there's no fight, there's no fear, because on duality and competition is everything based. Every fear, every doubt, every pain, in the center it comes from the duality and competition. So can you imagine when we are free from competition and duality, then we are connected with omnipotent love. So I will share the link to the book, and there's also a shamanic journal to really work on your chakras, 13 chakra. So I make 2 books. One is the experience book, where I share my stories, the dreams, information about the healing parts, the stones, the frequencies, the 13 chakras. But also I created a journal to really work through the 13 themes. And I share the link in the with you. So I hope I can inspire you also, be the first one to have it, because I'm so excited. Thank you for the connection. Thank you for being with me in this webinar. Repeat this activation to really give a powerful message daily, as a daily ritual to your subconscious. From tomorrow on, also this activation you will find on Cosmic Care, so you can repeat it and experience this activation. Thank you for being with me. Tomorrow, also this webinar, the recording will be on my YouTube channel. Share it with your friends, so more and more people will start to connect with omnipotent love. Thank you for being with me, and looking forward to connect with you the next time with the shamanic nature of God. Thank you. Bye-bye.